everybody.
Ow!
Yeah. So my name is Meg Green. I am a Memphis Monologues alum, and I'm happy to be back tonight to tell a different story. This one I called What I Didn't Know. I don't know what it's like to not be stressed out. My anxiety runs high about one thing or another at any given moment, which I'm sure, raise your hand if you can relate to that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Teenage angst, adult drama, check. Preparing for tonight? What do you think? I don't think I've lived a day without heartburn since I was 13. My cuticles are the longest sufferers in my anxious life. I pick at them until they bleed, and I can't stop. I do this in moments of alarm, when I'm uncertain, in public, in private, so, earlier tonight. So pretty much all the time. I fall asleep with the television on. If it's too quiet, my brain doesn't stop, and I will replay every decision of the day until I've convinced myself it was right or wrong. The TV gives me something to focus on, if it has to be something I've seen before, though. Otherwise, I pay too much attention, and then I get all wound up about losing sleep. I take responsibility for all of it. I don't eat and exercise like I should. I have abysmal cuticle care, and Diet Coke is my drug of choice. I deal with all of it. But sometimes the reflux meds wear off too soon, and there's too much day and not enough antacid. Sometimes I don't have a Band-Aid in my purse, too much torn flesh and not enough first aid. Sometimes I wake in the middle of the night and the TV has already shut itself off, too much nighttime and not enough distraction. I learned to live life hovering close to a 10 at an early age. I vacillated between, this is normal, and what in the hell is wrong with me for years. At slumber parties, I could never fall asleep in the silence. I envied women with pink, healthy cuticles, hiding my own in shame. I asked myself, why am I the only one among my friends who knows that peppermint Tums are way better than the fruity kind? I once stayed awake for 2 days, filled with dread, because I messed up a coworker's vacation schedule. That sort of thing will destroy me, as will turning a page. All of this, though, I accept as part of who I am. But here's what I didn't know, that it would all catch up to me and it would not be okay. In January of 2021, the anxiety reached a peak that terrified me. During a training session for journalists who report from dangerous situations, my mind hit a brick wall. I don't know how else to describe it. My thoughts literally would not move forward. They were stuck on what I was hearing: Capitol riots, COVID pandemic, protests in the streets, bulletproof vests, flak jackets, media credentials weaponized. My entire body rejected it. So there I was. I could not calm down. My brain was spinning, my heart racing, dizziness, nausea. I thought I was going to be sick. I thought I was going to pass out. I tried deep breaths. I tried slowing my heart rate. I put my head down. It felt like more than one of my worst fears coming true. I thought I was having a heart attack, which inevitably would leave me laid out on the floor in an overweight heap in an office that was not even mine, and no one would see me. Or worse, shit, someone's gonna see me. I couldn't decide which would be more mortifying, and moments like that really are a self-fulfilling prophecy. I was terrified of dying on an office floor in front of my coworkers, wondering if any of them knew CPR or whether any of them would actually perform CPR on me. Fear equals higher heart rate, shallower breathing, forehead sweat. And round it went. I tried to convince myself my blood sugar was to blame. Maybe it was too low. Maybe it was too high. Maybe it was something I could manage, control, or wait out. But in my heart, I knew it wasn't my heart or my blood. It was my head. I understood in that moment that I did not need to be alone. I shuffled into my boss's office. I am not okay right now. It's not COVID. And I've never had a panic attack before, but I think that if I was having one, that this is what it would feel like. Embarrassment, shame, holding down whatever was in my stomach. My boss cared for me. He brought me apple juice. I didn't know what to do with myself, so I just kind of announced, well, I'm going home. He drove me there and made me promise to call my doctor. I made an appointment. Earliest they could see me was a week later. I worked from home for the next few days, which left me an even bigger wreck at the end of each day. I slept on the couch because it allowed me to fold my body up tighter around my anxiety. I never turned the television off. I reasoned with my brain to stop worrying about anything and everything that was out of my control. Zero luck. I called every morning to see if my doctor could get me in sooner. Zero luck. Finally, I found myself masked and topless, lying on a cold table with electrodes stuck to my chest. I held my breath for an EKG. I breathed deeply for the stethoscope. I answered a lot of questions. My doctor told me I did not have a cardiac event. Well, then we need to talk about something else because I can't live like this. My doctor prescribed citalopram, and I was only vaguely familiar with SSRIs. Citalopram treats anxiety and depression, but here's what I didn't know. Within 24 hours of taking my very first anxiety medication, I felt better. And maybe that was all in my head too, but it didn't matter. The result mattered, and I was on my way. That same day, I returned to work. I felt like any sudden movements or loud noises would send me spiraling. I felt weak and childlike, really embarrassed. Like everyone knew I was broken. Like everyone knew I was medicated. And here's what I didn't know about that. Each pill, each day, I stepped closer to a better headspace. Friends checked on me. Family members revealed their own struggles and their own prescriptions. Every one of them helped me get more comfortable, so I began to know that I was not broken. I've not always done a very good job of protecting my mental health. I compartmentalize the things that I see and hear every day. As a journalist, you kind of have to, because it's a shit show out there, y'all. I mutilate my cuticles. I get short-tempered sometimes. But what I didn't know is that it didn't have to be that way. And it doesn't have to be that way anymore. I am more aware of my limits today than I was in January of 2021. I say that because I have set new limits for myself since then. I protect my mental health. I treat it. I pull the plug on what's not working. I make no apologies for my personal time or what brings me peace and joy. I also still sleep with the TV on. I take heartburn medication every day. And I turn my cuticles into raw meat. But if you were to ask me how I'm doing today, I would say I'm doing my best. Thank you.